Hello, hello. What's going on, my friends? How we doing today? How are we? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good middle of the night. All of that. How we doing tonight, my friends? How are we all? There's some good news today. We've gotten some good news and we need it. We need some good news on the sales fronts. Trust me on that. Trust me there. We need it. We need it. We need those sales coming through. Um Yes. How are we today? Have a busy stream. Let me know if the volume's all good. I can turn it up a tiny bit more. I can turn it down a tiny bit more, but until I get a booster, I can't change much else about it at this point in time. But it should be okay, and I'll try to just keep myself semi close to the mic so that I don't, you know, do anything crazy here. I think when I'm yelling, which I just do sometimes, it goes into the red. I've got a little thing there that I should turn it. Anyways, hope you guys are good. How are we today? Good. Everybody good? We've got some news. We've got some news. Quite a few things to talk about. Number one, we're going to talk about Jadon Sancho. Number two, it's echoing a little bit. No, I think it's okay. Number two, we're going to talk about bass is heavy. Yeah, that's okay. I don't have the same adjusters on this one, but that's okay. We're going to talk about Jadon Sancho. We're going to talk about who else are we going to talk about? Hojlund. I want to speak about Hojlund, Rasmus Hojlund. We're also going to talk about there you go, like a little bit of an adjustment there. Garnacho, have a little bit of information there. I have a little bit of information there. And then lastly, we will talk about Baleba, and we will also talk and get the viewers to come on and give their takes. And Hamza, if you're going to message in the stream, you have to come on first today, by the way. We've all agreed. The entire stream has agreed. Look, we'll poll it. Here we go. It's let's see it. Let's poll it. I think we all agree that Hamza, you've got to come in and give your takes first if you want to keep messaging. Let's see what the poll says. Let's see what the poll says. The people have spoken. Okay. There was a lot of responses. A lot of responses to my tweet saying, get Hamza on first. Get Hamza on first. They want to hear your wonderful takes. They want to. They want to hear your genius in action. They want to hear you. So don't be shy. Get on here. You don't have to show your face. Everyone's going to cheer and laugh. And once you start doing lives, one of the things that happens is you learn to be a little bit more calm in some of the things you say, because you kind of have to. There you go. We'll leave it at that. 79%. The people have spoken. The 21%, Hamza, they're not your friend. They just don't want to hear from you. Sorry to say. It's okay. It's all good. I'm just teasing. But yes, we have a lot of stuff to talk about to get into this today. So I won't take too long because I do want to get into it. I have a few things to discuss, and then I know the viewer side of it is gonna take up quite a bit of time. I will link it when we get to the viewer section. Okay, I will link it when we get to the viewer section. But this is what I want you guys to think of. If you are gonna come and speak, we're gonna cut down the we're going to cut the video down later, and I'm going to publish it as well later as a separate video too, just so we have it. But this is what you're going to need to predict, and we're going to try to move through everybody very quickly when we get to that section. Okay. It's going to be your top 5. I'm going to say 5 because I think 5th is going to get Champions League again. So top 4 has become a top 5 thing, in my opinion. Top 5, United's position, the Golden Boot winner. Top 5, United's position, and the Golden Boot winner. Okay, that's what you're gonna need. So prepare, write it down, and be ready and come give your takes. I'll give you a second to explain yourself when you do it, but we'll try to move through everybody quickly and get as many as possible. I do want to start getting regular viewers coming on when we do the talk-in shows. We're going to do one today. We're going to do one on Saturday. When we do, I'm going to have people come on and do the pregame predictions for the game against Arsenal on Saturday. And I'm going to have people come on after the Arsenal game. And you never know if it goes well, maybe it will, you'll be the next, I don't know, someone, who will do regular videos with and regular check-ins with, and people will start to say, I want to hear from Alejandro. You know what I mean? You never know. It could happen. It could happen. So we'll see. We'll see. Meantime, thank you. I'm going to put the poll up on the, there's no option for you to join the Pro Muppet. I have no idea. The next KG, well, I don't know. I don't know if you know this, but KG is famous for something else, by the way. You might be the next Marcel, the next mind of Marcel. You never know. It could happen. I think KG's famous for other reasons. I'm not sure if anyone knows that, by the way. KG's in some things, just so you know. Do we know how Šeško did in the backdoor game? The backdoor game? This is a good time for the Zoom feature. I don't think it's on right now. The backdoor game. I assume you mean the closed door game. The backdoor game, you're going to ask someone else about that. But in the closed door game, I don't know. I actually haven't heard. He played against the under-21s, I think it was, in that game. It would have been a lot of players who didn't start and play. So it was probably a lot of youth versus youth. Now, to be fair, he's a pretty young player, but you got to watch out on the backdoor games. Don't go looking on Twitter for backdoor games, okay? It's a dangerous place. All right. Thank you for the question, though. I appreciate the backdoor game has been uploaded, just not on YouTube, I promise you. Yeah, I'm not going to get into analyzing that stuff. Pun intended. All right, let's get the poll up here. Oh, man. We've talked enough about the back door. Okay. Yes. You caught it. You caught the joke. Thank you for that. Thank you for catching the joke. I appreciate it. All right, let's see. Cool. So when we do, what kind of show is this? I don't know. It's gone off. It's gone off. As always, thank you for anybody who is supporting the channel. Please do like and subscribe and turn your notifications all. Click the bell for all videos so that you can take part in these. And yes, really appreciate it. I've got this thing set up here now where at least when I'm doing it on StreamYard so that I can bring guests in, we can kind of get our sections right, because I don't want to do the whole overlay thing and things like that. So we've got this sick ticker on the bottom, all right? Real professional news show. Now Sancho to Roma, and it'll go through to the next subject, the next subject, the next subject, the next subject. So very exciting times. We're making huge upgrades to the channel. So that's kind of cool. But yes, Sancho to Roma. I want to talk about this. Who has seen Bruno's comment on Fabrizio's post about Sancho? I'm curious about that one. Is that real? Did he actually? I mean, you know what I've said about Bruno and his Instagram. That guy loves Instagram. He loves Instagram so much. Is there actually I would believe that there is a comment from him, but I don't think that there is, to be honest. I think you probably got baited. And then so did I. So yeah, I think it was probably fake. If you're joining now, you did not miss a link. I will be posting the link later in the viewer prediction section. Look, when the bottom looks like this, we'll get to the viewer predictions. So we've got a few subjects to get through first, because I want to talk about the news, then get to the predictions, then we'll come back. But yes, we're climbing up 800 people watching. Just click a like on the video. It does help a lot. It helps with the algorithm We need the algorithm. YouTube has been doing things where it's assuming a ton of people are different ages, and that's actually kind of messing with viewership a little bit. So any help is appreciated in actually liking the video. It takes half a second to do so, and generally, yeah, it does help, by the way. Well, you think I'm not centered? Is that your problem? You think I'm not centered? Anyway, let's get right into it. Sancho to Roma. Now, obviously, Jadon Sancho leaving United has been on the radar for a long time, and we know he's leaving at some point this summer. But the problem that we've been facing here is that Jadon Sancho has essentially been turning down these moves pretty much all summer. You know what I'm going to do really quick? Let me just do something really quick. He's been turning down these moves pretty much all summer. Now, how has he been turning them down? Pretty simply by not agreeing terms for a deal. And that still tends to be my concern at the moment, even with the news that's today. I tweeted out this morning when the Roma stuff started boiling up a little bit. The issue with selling Sancho is the feeling that it will continue to not agree terms on any permanent move so he can negotiate in 6 months as a free agent for whatever club he wants. Personally, I felt the outcome for sometimes pushing towards a late window loan with some wages covered and forget about it. It would be nice if he would agree terms with Roma and do a sale, though. So right now it's complicated, this whole thing. You've seen all the reports. There's reports from Fabrizio. There's reports from Athletic. There's reports from basically everybody about Jadon Sancho and this offer from Roma. So we know that they've kind of offered a few different proposals, and the feeling is a loan plus obligation. Now, the obvious complication with a loan plus obligation is that he has 1 year remaining on his contract. How is that obligation triggered? There are ways that an obligation could technically be triggered during the year at a certain point if those conditions are met during the season. Maybe that's the simple answer to this, even though he's only got a year left. I don't actually know how that might work. But let's say it's after 15 games in appearance. Well, it doesn't matter if his contract is expiring. The obligation will still trigger at a certain point in time. Remember, you can make deals outside the window, but it's registration. If he's already registered, then that would be fine. You would just re-register him again on July 1st or something as a new player. I'm not actually sure exactly how that works. Maybe it would be something where when the moment the obligation is triggered, then the +1 is automatically triggered as a condition, and then the obligation is triggered. So they notify us that the obligation conditions have been met, and then we trigger the +1 on his deal, and then the obligation goes through, and blah, 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 and that all happens. There's a few ways that this could be done on a loan plus obligation, even though he's only on a 1 year left. And it looks like that's the one on the table. Now, the problem with that still, even despite the obligation, is does he want to go there? What kind of wages are offered? What kind of, he's making 300,000 a week at Manchester United right now. That is over 15 million a year. What kind of wages would they offer? What are they offering this season? Realistically, they're only going to be able to cover at maximum half of his wages, potentially even a little lower. And then the 5-year contract or whatever that they would agree is probably 250 without Champions League. You're right. Then whatever contract that they would agree is likely going to be similarly at that level. Now, what may happen here from Senor Sancho, which has happened before, for what it's worth, because there's reasons why moves didn't go through to Juventus and to other clubs at certain points in time, is because he may say, Lehi, out of that 20 million, since I'm getting a wage cut, I want to have a bonus. Now, that doesn't really make any sense because his contract is expiring. As long as he gets this year's wages in full, 125, let's say from us, 125 from Roma, then his wages are covered and he shouldn't need anything. But it's hard to predict with him. He might be saying, well, if I'm going to accept a sale and not go as a free agent, because that's what he's wanted to do, have his contract expire as a free agent, be able to negotiate with whoever, get those nice free agent bonuses and things like that. He might say, if that's not going to happen, I want a cut of the sale since you're selling me in the final year of my contract. Okay. He may do that in that sense. So we just don't know. This is the problem that we have at this moment. Now, look, there's a lot of jokes that can be made about Sancho, but myself as a white American, I can't participate in these publicly. But you can have fun with it. Does Jadon Sancho want to play in the World Cup? Thank you, Don J, for the question. Does he want to play at all is one question, because he does not act like a player who prioritizes playing football in general. I think he's miles away from making a World Cup squad. And he may know that he has absolutely no chance right now, and so it doesn't really matter with him. So thank you for the question, though. But yeah, that is essentially the complication right now is he hasn't yet to agree terms with Roma as far as I know, or as far as anybody on the United side know. There's talk from Italy about him being open, about him having talks with them, about him agreeing some personal terms and things like that. Cannot confirm that. Have not heard from our side that he is at this point in time. Hey, Smokey, can you pin a comment that the viewer section will be later and then there will be a link if you can do that, if you're still here, by the way, just to answer all of the questions. So essentially that's where we're at right now, is that that's where we're at right now, is that there's a good offer on the table. We would probably accept it, albeit we do not know the conditions of that obligation yet. We would probably, you can't pin. Okay, that's fine. I thought I made it so you guys could. I gotta add. Okay. I'll just pin it. Thank you. I can do it easily. I got to figure out how to add more privileges for the mods. But thank you. I'm sorry to ask you when you can't do it. So yeah, essentially United will want to see what are the actual conditions of a deal for Jadon Sancho in that obligation to make sure, including things like making sure he's actually agreed terms first. The reason that there was a condition in the Chelsea one that allowed them to cancel it is because he hadn't agreed terms. We are not going to want that to happen, because that's a joke. If we agree an obligation that's dependent on him agreeing terms, he could just not agree terms and end on a full free agent contract. So we'll want to agree terms with, we want to make sure he agrees terms with Roma for sure, make sure the conditions of the obligation are good and all of that. So until he agrees terms with them, there's not much more to say about this story. That's going to be, and always has been with Sancho, the biggest and most important factor. Will he actually take the damn move at the end of the day? And if not, then, we're in trouble. And that's where we end up being pushed into this loan situation where it just becomes a dry loan. Let him go, cover some wages, forget about him. Maybe we save $5 million over the course of the season, which is good, mind you. But if we were to get 15 to 20 million in an obligation, it has a huge impact on our financials this year. Huge impact. We could save 5 million on the wages and we could save 20 million there. That's just a giant boost of 25 million to our books. And bearing in mind that if we're really in now or never, if we're really in buy now, figure it out later territory, that alone is going to help us quite significantly in order to get a deal done for Baleba or something like that. So certainly this is a big deal that could have huge implications for us, especially given that for quite a time here, it's kind of felt a bit hopeless as to whether we're we're going to be able to get a deal for Sancho done anytime soon. And we do need sales. We'll talk about this a little bit later. We do need sales, my friends. Now, look, we've said this before, but it's been very strongly reiterated. I keep hearing it. I've heard it from every other. I've been listening closely to make sure the other guys have been saying it. And we need sales. We need sales, and we need them soon. We need to raise some money soon if we want to complete the things we want to complete. So, yeah, we shall see on that. Let's move on to Holland, not Holland, not Erling Holland, but Rasmus Hojlund. Obviously, in yesterday's, we've been kind of covering this, I think, pretty well in the last few videos, talking about, the slow progress. Yesterday, saying he kind of opened doors to multiple clubs and to assess his situation, and that Milan were still there kind of at the front of the queue in order to get a deal done for him. Those talks have continued. He spoke directly with someone from there at a certain point in time, and now it seems that with all the options that are on the table, he is open to a move to Milan. Now, he has not decided. He has not decided to move to Milan as of yet. Just to be very, very clear, he's not yet decided to make that move to Milan, but it seems he's open to it. In addition, we see news today because Rodrigo Muniz, God, I can't pronounce that one for some reason. I can't pronounce any of them, can I? Rodrigo Muniz is potentially being sold by Fulham. They're looking for a striker as well, and seems that they do have an interest in young Rasmus Hojlund as well. Now, that's good. At the same time, we kind of need this to hurry up, okay? And if it doesn't hurry up, then that can slow us down too. So we kind of need someone to make a move here quickly and finalize it. We don't need him taking too long to make up his mind where he wants to go, and then we end up in a situation where he doesn't go anywhere. So Rasmus Hojlund open to a move now, getting the picture. I'm even slightly suspicious myself. What happens this weekend? When I looked at the number of players in the squad, so long as there's no other major injuries, there is an actual chance that there's not space for him in the squad. How many players do we get on the bench these days? 10? Do we get 10 on the bench? I think. Is it more than 10 or is it just 10? Because if things go according to plan, then we should. Is it 9? Only 9. 9. Okay. So if you look at it, how does Amorim play? He almost always picks 2 keepers. So that bleeds you down to 7. You've got Xerxes, you've got Mount, you've got either Casemiro Ugarte and Menu, you've got Diogo Dalot or Ahmad, you've got Diego Leon, you've got De Ligt or Maguire, and you have Luke Shaw. So that's already 10. So someone's missing out, and we haven't even gotten to Rasmus Hojlund. He might not make the bench, and that might be a clear signal, an even clearer signal. You're not Cheeto's with the under 21, so I assume he's not going to be there this weekend. That might be a very, very clear signal that you're not going to get there. Even if he goes 1 keeper, it's full. Even if he goes 1 keeper, it's full. But he's done 2 keepers for ages. Cheeto did play for the under 21s, yeah. So I don't know why he does that, by the way, but he's always taken 2 keepers to the in the league. He started doing it a few years ago, and for some reason he keeps doing it. He's done that for quite a while. I don't get it. I have no idea, but it'll probably be Xerxes should be on the bench. He's been full training. He's won the competition. He was in the winning team picture and all that. He's in full training. So what did Fabrizio post? We can just see if there's anything relevant in that to talk about real quick before I move on. If there's anything new, but yeah, and that's not including any other youth for what it's worth. Oops, wrong button. Did Fabrizio actually post anything new for us? Usually he tweets if there's something relevant to us at that point in time. Or are people oh yeah, there is. Man United plan. Baleba, Donnarumma open doors, Sancho, Garnacho. Oh my god, it's like a full thing here. I can't hear anything. Where's my audio? Where's my snare? Does anybody have my snare? Does it say anything else on there? I need to be able to hear people in a minute. I'm worried about why my audio is not working now. Oh, output. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so loud. Sorry, I hope it's not echoing. I was just checking. I don't see that there's anything particularly new, although he mentions Anthony. I have no snare in my headphones. Yeah, there you go. Someone caught it. If someone wants to check if there's anything new on that. Oh, someone's going to tag me in the Discord. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. That's what I was going to say. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. So nothing new. All right. Fair enough. All right. So I'll just go with what I'm saying. All right. I'll keep going with my stuff because I think it's mostly nothing new. Garnacho deal very, very advanced. Well, I was going to talk about that, by the way. It's on my ticker. Look, just so you know, I was going to get to it next. So we'll get to my info on Garnacho and let's see where we're at. With both clubs talking, has your 6 out of 10 gone up? No, it hasn't. And I'll get to the Baleba section and explain why, Stuart. Thank you for the support and the donation. But appreciate that, man. But no, not yet. Not yet. Okay. So yeah, on Hojlund and Milan, obviously he's much more open to it than before. He's looking at other options. There are options on the way, and all of that. Yeah. So he says on Sancho, open to the deal, but wages still right. So like I said, no personal term agreement. That's the important thing we need to hear next for Sancho to happen. Don't you think Hojlund's being delusional about fighting for a place, like he's wasting both his and our time? He is. Look, I said yesterday, and I put it in a little short on Instagram and stuff. It's like, get the picture. I'm not going to repeat the analogy, but it's like, come on, man. And like I say, when you look at the bench, there's a serious possibility he's not making the bench on Sunday because we've got different options, especially, with everything that's happened, anyway. So yes, just summarizing again, that Sancho thing, which Fabrizio has confirmed. Sancho, not agreed personal terms yet. That's the most important thing, but he is in talks. That's the important part. Okay. That is the important thing at this point in time. Hojlund, again, just let's summarize that and let's move on to Garnacho. On Hojlund, more open to a move now than ever before. Likely to Milan is there in the front. We'll see if Fulham increase or accelerate their interest in him at all or do more. And that could obviously determine things, but there is a bit of an offer there for Hojlund. Yes, the Milan one doesn't make us a ton of money, but it's like even on the fee, the wages covered, it would get us like 11 million. What the hell? 11 million now and a potential purchase next year. So yeah, Roma want both Bailey and Sancho. Okay, that's not an issue right now. Leon Bailey and Jadon Sancho, they want both. Now, why? I do not know, but I guess you got to trust in Gasparini. So yeah, if there's so anyway, that's fine. So anyway, let's move on to the next subject because I don't want to get stuck at all. Garnacho, on Alejandro Garnacho, my understanding, obviously previously, was that there was this 20 million gap between Chelsea and United, 30 million value to 50 million value from our side. They want to lowball us, all of that, but Garnacho and Chelsea have already agreed personal terms over a week ago. And obviously, he's been pushing for Chelsea this whole time. There's been a lot of talk that it's more advanced, more likely than Xavi Simons at this point in time. So my information that I was coming on here to share was that the deal has moved closer in terms of the valuations. There's still a gap, but apparently it's moved closer. And one of the interesting things, which seemingly aligns with Fabrizio now, and he's tweeted it, is that, like I've said before, there's a good relationship between the two clubs, so it tends to be a little bit quieter in the report, how it's reported. It's not like offer bid, offer bid, offer bid, but they at the executive level, they talk, right? You've heard me say this in recent videos. There's people who've been at both clubs. There's good open lines of communication between the executives at Chelsea and United. So when they're negotiating on a deal, sometimes it's a little bit quieter, same as it was in January. So my information was that this gap had gotten closer. I still think it's a bit apart. Chelsea might get a little bit of money, funnily enough, from this Hutchinson deal, which actually may assist them in moving forward on this Garnacho thing, if I'm not mistaken on that. The last I heard that they were talking higher than 30 million, but still not above 40 as of the last thing I heard conversations, not that long ago, in like literally the last hour. So now my info is not always 100% up to date, but that was the last I heard, that it's close enough. It's not close enough to be done, but it is closer. I wouldn't say a flat 20 million gap now. I think maybe it's closer to 10. Maybe it's closer to 10 that Chelsea are kind of looking at, in terms of the gap here between the valuations of the clubs. So let's see what happens there. But good news because this was exactly what I was going to talk about, and it's good timing from Fabrizio. So this is a good sign. But yes, as I heard, the valuations are closer between the two clubs at this point in time as talks continue. And there's definitely a good feeling that it is going to happen, but we need it sooner rather than later. Now, the obvious debate on all of this, we've gone back and forth. I've gone back and forth. The other day I was saying, fuck it. Let's not sell him for anything under 50 and let him rot if he's going to act like this. But guys, we need the money. We need the money. We need the money real bad. We need it. Okay? We do need the money. And that's kind of the problem that we have at this point in time in looking at everything, is that it would be nice to sit there and say, don't need it. Let's stick to the principles on this. But you know what my biggest principle is? I want United to win games this season. I want United to get Carlos Baleba. I want United to do whatever it takes to win and get back into a good position. I don't want to watch United lose more games. I don't want another bad season. We've had so many. I don't want another bad season. I want us to get Baleba. If we sell Alejandro Garnacho for 38 to 40 million or something like that, if we can get it cash, mostly cash up front, then we would be doing well. We would be doing really well, and it would unlock essentially enough for us to do it. Now, that doesn't guarantee that we get Baleba. We'll talk about that in a second. I want to make something very, very clear, because I really don't want this to be taken the wrong way. Even if we have the money, it doesn't yet guarantee that Carlos Baleba deal happens, okay? Yes, the costs are a huge factor in it. Yes, being able to afford it is a huge factor in it. But there are other factors in this, because there's still a bit of an unknown as to, the actual fee, whether they would sell, how much pushing he's going to have to do. We'll talk about all that in a second. It's the next subject up. But yes, on Alejandro Garnacho, my information was the deal has moved closer. The valuations are closer, not there yet, but they are at least advancing, and there's been continued talks at the upper echelons, whatever the hell you would call it, between the two clubs who do maintain a good relationship over this. So hopefully that results in a done deal very, very soon. My inkling of the situation is it's going to run through the weekend. Obviously, the Premier League's going to kick off. He's not going to be in the squad, obviously. And that's going to then have Chelsea say, all right, season's kicked off. He's not there. You got to accept this money because you have a player who's not even in your team. Um, and then they figure we'll accept the deal at that time that's on the table. That might be in the range of 35, 40 million, maybe with add-ons on top of that. But I think that's what we're going to end up getting from them as a concrete offer. If we get more, be really, really happy. So that's I think what's unfortunately happening here. Now, I'm the wrong person to talk about this from an opinion standpoint, because I don't think Garnacho's very good. I never have. I've never bought the hype on Garnacho, not since maybe his first season when he was mostly a sub. I really liked what he was bringing to the table at that time. I really liked how he was coming on, energetic, making good progress as a young super sub type of player. Since then, I just don't think he's that good. I said earlier, I think Madueke is a much better player for him. So he went for what, 52 million pounds? So I think 40 million pounds is fair. I just don't rate the kid. I don't think he's that good. I think he's very wasteful. I think he lacks a massive amount. And I'm a big believer in attitude. I think attitude is absolutely everything. And the personality has to be there at the top of your list and does affect what a player is worth. Their attitude, their application, things like that matter. Those things make a difference to a player's valuation. I find it hard to say that a player is worth much at all if they have a bad attitude, because I wouldn't buy a player with a bad attitude. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't buy a player with a bad attitude. So to me, they're worth nothing. So that obviously doesn't. I'm the wrong person to ask about this because my opinion is essentially very, very low on him in general. So I hold my hands up and say, if he had a good attitude, I would say don't sell him because there's raw materials there. But I don't believe that a player who's acts the way that he does is going to, is going to be worth anything. I just don't think that those are players that are going to get anywhere in life, in the business, to the toppest of levels. Obviously, he's already quite successful relative to your average person. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the matter. So I think that United will sell him fairly soon on this. I think after the weekend, it'll be what it is. And then I would say, in addition to that, I think the same thing with Hojlund. That being, if he's left out at the weekend, it'll be an even clearer signal, of course, that he's not even going to get a chance to prove himself and will accept that move. But there are a few moves on the table. So none of this is guaranteed as of yet, but things are moving. We're getting closer, guys. It's August 14th, and we're finally close to getting some sales. Sancho discussing personal terms with Roma, not agreed yet. An acceptable deal on the table probably for United, so long as he agrees with them. Rasmus Hojlund now open to a move, and Milan at the forefront. Garnacho talks advancing with Chelsea, and the gap getting closer. And that brings us to the one, the only, what everybody wants to know, Carlos Baleba and the situation on that today. Now, why did I do it fourth? Why did I do it fourth? Well, because we need sales. That's the reality of the situation. United needs sales. United have spent 200 million pounds in this window. Let's see, 70 plus 63, pretty much 200 million pounds in this window. They do need to sell in order to balance the books. Now, you have to bear a few things in mind. Yes, we have a few sponsorships. That's essentially the reasons why. Like, remember, the sponsorships being announced now are not what are going to allow us to spend more than we're already talking about. The sponsorships that are coming in are why we've already stretched beyond what was looking like a very minimal window at the start. We knew that that kind of money was coming. We agreed those kind of deals over the last few months. Those things have happened. There's obviously things that we've done to stretch the finances already in terms of what's going on there. So we do need to raise a bit of money. We do know either way that Casemiro is leaving. 6 minutes is going to be your 35th birthday. Can you get a here we go? Here we go to your birthday. Yeah, happy birthday. One of the only people in here probably older than me. Well, actually, that's not true. That's not true. But anyway, we Fab called Anthony as an asset for the Baleba deal. No way did he. Like as a sale, like to get more money, to save more money, right? Not like we're gonna offer him. But anyway, point being, we do need more money. Someone asked me to make these boxes, James and Muppeteers, the same size. I can't. It just defaults. I'm limited in my options on this platform. You're 43, 36, 37. Yeah, but look, when I look at my YouTube data on the audience, it's mostly people under the age of 30. Like the vast majority are people under the age of 30. I think as you get older, maybe more chatters and things like that. 62, Marcus, going strong. You know what? Just for the people asking me in Discord about changing the size of it, what I'll do next time is I'll just type it James Muppeteers instead of making it two different blocks. Look at these ages. Wow, 32, 101. Wow, 49, 45, 26, 69, 40. Yeah, I don't believe that one. 43, 38, 62. Wow, 31, 28, 43. So some of you have. It's funny because there's a lot of people who have actually seen United successful then, and there's a lot of people here who definitely have not. And I always wonder what the difference is between those, like, between the perspectives on people who are older versus younger. If you say you are under the age of 18, there's a decent chance that YouTube will boot you off the platform. So be careful even joking about that, by the way. Just by the way. Most of us with midlife crisis are here. Oh, no. That's okay. Market some meeks. Number guessing game. Yeah. Just say that's what it was. I wasn't asking for everybody's age, but thank you for that. I appreciate it. Anyway, thank you all. But look, yes, we do need money in order to get a deal for Carlos Baleba. We do need that to happen. We do need these things to occur in order to raise funds. As I hear it, we are a little bit short. We do need to balance the books, and that's already with the understanding that Casemiro will leave for free next summer. That's already with the understanding of other things that are going to happen that will balance the books, essentially. So, we already know that, so we do need extra money, and those sales that we've discussed are the biggest leading factors in that possibility. Of getting more money for Baleba. Obviously, Sancho closer now. Garnacho, Hojlund, I would say after the weekend is our best bet for all of that. So we'll see, but those are good. We need those sales to move for Baleba. Now, yesterday and on Tuesday, do I have my days right? It's Thursday, so yesterday, Tuesday, yes. I said that on Tuesday that in the next day or two, we were going to be making our approach to Brighton to start talks to ascertain the price. Yesterday, I said we were making our approach to ascertain the price for Carlos Baleba. That has been confirmed. We have made contact with Brighton. Contact has been established with Brighton. I don't know the details of it, whether it's separate through intermediaries, direct. It doesn't really matter. Point is, we've made contact with Brighton to start to move forward in ascertaining the the situation around him. Now, I wouldn't say that the talks have necessarily like gone well or badly. Essentially, we've been like, what would it take to get a deal done? You know, what could happen? They're answering the calls. They're answering the phone, so it could be worse. They're having a discussion because it could be worse. And this is where the player matters, okay? This is where the player matters, all right? The player will have indicated to Brighton that he would like the move. Not saying he's done anything major yet, but he would like them to listen. And that's why we have to have the player on side. That's kind of stage one. I want you to listen. I want you to talk to them. They're being respectful, so they're listening, they're talking, but they don't want to just give us something. Now, I believe that we have, I believe from my side that we have at least discussed some money aspects. And based on the response that we've got to go higher than our initial, not proposal, because whatever you call it, an offer, people go dramatic about an offer, but our initial kind of discussions, that it's probably going to be higher than what we were initially. And that's fair. You knew that was going to happen, that you're going to go in, you don't want to go too high. You want to talk about a price, and you're expecting that they're not going to be saying yes to that, because they're going to always be wanting more of other. That's why you don't go with the exact amount you're thinking, because then they're just going to ask for more anyway. So the discussion, we kind of have made that happen. Now, my take on this is that, one, the next two steps in this, we need more money. We probably cannot afford the deal without, like, the deal at the price that we're thinking, without, you know, raising more money. We can't even afford it. So given that, yeah, we can't even afford it without raising more money. So we're working on raising more money. Secondly, I think the next stage is going to be putting in more of a firm offer on the table once we have the money to do so. And from the player perspective, having him say, I would like you to accept this. I know you're getting the Discord sounds coming through. I'm going to have to plug my headphones in to do the viewer chat part of it, because otherwise I think it's going to echo. It's hard to tell. Usually with voices it's okay, but I think it's the Discord sound especially does that. Once we put that more firm offer in, once we have the money, once we do that, if we get to that stage, I hope we do. We haven't yet. Then it's gonna become really important on his side to, like Mbumo, say, I would like you to accept this offer, or give them a number that they can use. We need a firm number that they can work with, that you think is actually fair, that is actually achievable. You know, of course it's going to be high, and to make this happen. And that's what we're going to have to see. So we don't know. No, you won't need Discord to come in. So we don't know yet, but we are moving forwards on this deal. As I said, Tuesday, we would start those talks. We've started those talks. We've started to get a bit of a price. But we have to sell first to make sure we have the money for what we think is even a reasonable proposal that has a chance of being accepted. And then we're going to need him to push on that deal in order to make it happen at that point. So everything's slowly progressing, because remember, it was like, contact the player, make sure he's open, get him kind of jazzed about this, start to make that approach to Brighton with the understanding that the player's open to the move, that he's keen on a move, that he wants the move, so that they listen. And then once we have that, start to ascertain the price a little bit closer, raise the money if it's higher than we can afford right now, which it is, to put a bid in, then get to some kind of bid plus, have the player push for the move. So it's a staged process, and we're like at the crunch now. I mean, every stage is the crunch, but this is going to be the crunch. We need two things. We need the sales, and then we need to put in a good bid and have him push on it, and then see what their response to that is. I think it's going well. It's going well. That's the thing. Like, it's going okay. Not to say that a deal is in the real world. Look, my thinking that the deal is going to happen, my 6 out of 10, and my, gun to your head, is it going to happen answer, is not because it's close. It's not because it's done. It's not because we're close on the money or we've made any kind of offer that they would accept or anything like that. I think, in fact, our initial kind of discussion on this was like probably a good 20 to 40 million below what we're going to end up having to pay. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to do it, but I think it was quite far apart to in there, which is fine. It's good to know that. The question is, can we get the money to go up as high as we're going to need to go? And then will they accept that? So it's kind of going as expected, but it's not close. We're not near a deal. We're not near a valuation. We haven't proposed a fee that has gotten us any close to the deal yet. So the reason I'm encouraged, the reason that I think it will happen, the reason why I'm rated higher than a 5 is just because I'm trusting them that they really want to get this deal done and that they will make it work. From a purely outside perspective, just looking at it, it's not close. It isn't. And you wouldn't say, oh, there's a deal ready to be done. It's literally a little bit going on faith that they are able to get this done. So, yeah, I think we know that any hopes we had of getting it in the 80 million range are dashed, and that it's going to be significantly higher than that, and that's fine. But, you always have to start somewhere. Thank you for that, Levi Adam. I appreciate it. Do you think other clubs are dragging out buying our players knowing it will slow down or stop us signing Baleba? No, I think other clubs are dragging it out because they want to get their players from us for the least money possible. Frankly, I don't think it goes that far. They just want to save money for themselves. I'm sure it was who wrote letters to Ineos to keep Ten Hag after that FA Cup. If they did the right thing to sack him, he would. Yeah, well, correct. There was plenty of people who said that they wouldn't be a fan. They'd be Ineos out if they let go of Ten Hag and things like that. It's all a bit ridiculous. So anyway, there you are. We are where we are as of now. There's been progress. It's moving through the steps exactly how we would want it, but we're not there yet, and we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. But again, like I say, I'm encouraged by it. I'm happy about where it's going, and I think that they're competent enough to potentially get a deal done. But we do need sales. That's what I'm looking for more than anything now, because I think we're at the stage when the rubber meets the road. We've got to have sales now to move it ahead into that next step. We're still in it. It's still on, but we need sales. Is a Garnacho sale alone enough? I don't know. It depends how much. Depends on the cash. Can we get it in cash up front? That's the other question. What if we're taking a 35 million, but it's in cash straight up front, no installments? Does that help us? It sure does. So maybe. All right, guys. So that's for the info. We'll come back probably at the end of the show because there's always more to talk about. There may be more news beforehand, but now, yes, it's time for viewer predictions. So remember, what I'm asking you for here as you come on is to give me your top 5, what order, obviously league winner in that as well, your top 5 and league winner, United's position if it's not in that top 5, and the golden boot. And then I want you to give a little bit of explanation, but not too much because I want to get to everybody. Let me tweet out viewer predictions going now. And then I will post the link. Okay, come on in. There's the link. There's the link. I'm not going to pin it yet because otherwise it gets absolutely flooded. I will post it later once I've gone through the queue. We'll see how long I do this for. We'll see how many people we get through. I don't have an exact number in mind, but I want to make sure we get to them. So Yes, now we are starting the viewer prediction portion of the live. I'm going to get people from the community on to predict their top 5 league winners, obviously, where United will finish and why, and the golden boot. So I'm going to have people come on and let's see what they have to say. All right, Parth, can you unmute if you are ready? I see you in here first. All right, how we doing?
Good. How are you, James?
Good, good. What
So,
you think?
top 5 City, Liverpool. I have a bad feeling about Liverpool, but I don't want to say they're going to win. So, City, Liverpool, Arsenal. We get fourth, and Chelsea get fifth.
City, Liverpool,
Arsenal,
Arsenal.
United, and Chelsea.
Okay, you got us in the top 4. That's where I've got us. So love it, love it. So you think, so you okay? And who would be the golden boot for you?
Golden Boot, Haaland.
Haaland, yeah, same
Yeah.
here. And what do you think in terms of United finishing 4th? What do you think that's with Baleba, or you think that's with what we have right now?
With Baleba, without Baleba, fifth. Like without. Honestly, the most impressive thing which would happen if we get Baleba in as well, and also with Mount doing semi decent, although I don't have my hopes high on that, is that every time we make a substitution, the drop off isn't as bad, or I hope it's not as bad as it was last season, because most of the players coming on would have been starters for us last season. Like, for example, if Baleba comes out, you have Ugarte coming on. That's not as bad as someone like Casemiro coming on.
Right, right.
Same like you don't want Garnacho or Anthony coming on, which they won't. But like the substitutes that we would have, honestly, I think if we are looking at whatever to win the league in the next 3 years or something, your top 11 is never going to win you a league. I believe you need 15 starters. Like you can
Yep,
chop and change, but
yep,
15 players of the same level who can start for you any given day.
yep.
And we're slowly building towards it. We don't have it as of now, but hopefully with Baleba coming in, one game a week, Amorim will improve the squad. I mean, it's all hope, but that's all you can do before the start of a fresh season. So yeah, that's what I think.
Right on. Thank you, Parth. Thank you for all of that. Appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy. Bye.
All right, Panache, are you ready? Can you unmute?
James,
There you
can
go.
you
All
hear
right,
me?
how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you? Can you hear me?
Good, good. Yes, I can hear you. What's your top 5?
I think Liverpool finished first. I have Liverpool to win the title.
Okay.
I'd go with City. Between City and Chelsea, I think one of them will finish second, but that's the top 3 for me: Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and then I'd go with Arsenal fourth. And if United give Baleba, I think we'll finish fifth. That's still Champions League, right? Fifth is it still Champions League?
Yes, yeah, I'm expecting so. Yeah.
So yeah, I
Okay,
think
and
we
then
can
who do you
get
think for the
Baleba.
golden boot?
I'll go with Haaland for Golden Boot.
Fair enough. And for United, what do you think about that getting in 5th? Do you think that that's like? Do you think it'll be tight, or do you think they'll get? It's going to be pretty
Um,
easy in there.
I think we have enough quality in terms of players to get top 5 with Cunha and Buemo and everyone else there. But tactically, when I watched the team, I don't think we're that impressive. I wasn't really impressed with preseason. Tactically, I'm still not fully convinced by Amarim's idea. So that's the only stumbling block, is I don't fully trust the manager's capabilities at the moment. I think if he adapts tactically, then we should with the players we have, but that's still to be seen. So yeah, that would be my reasoning.
Fair enough. Thank you for all of that. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, James.
So, yeah. All right, United Talk, you're good. You're ready. Hold on one sec. All right, are you here?
Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are you, mate?
How you doing?
I'm good, mate. So I keep thinking like my phone's wrecked because when I went Old Trafford United versus Arsenal, rain was pouring. It was horrible, and like my phone's been ruined ever since. But yeah,
Got it.
top 5 depends on City or Liverpool who they buy. If City get Rodrigo and Donnarumma, I think City. If Liverpool get Isak, I think Liverpool. If they get both, or if both get both, flip a coin. But third, I'll go City, then Liverpool, then Arsenal, Chelsea, United. and that's with Baleba, but I don't think we'll get him, so probably 7th for us.
7th. Okay, all right. So you think it'll be that low? Who do you think will finish above us then? What, Tottenham, Aston Villa, or Newcastle? Maybe which one of those?
I like what Villa have done because they've kept all the key players and they've got like a good 22-man squad. Like they've got 2 players per position, and I actually think they've not needed to do much. They've got a stable squad, so I actually think they might do all right. Golden Boot, I'd say Haaland because he's in my FPL, and if he doesn't, he's in big trouble.
There you go. That seems to be the consensus this year so far. Is Haaland the Golden Boot? That was my pick too. Yeah.
I want to quickly say I've got like a little prediction.
Yeah.
I think Sesko gets top 5 Premier League goal scorer. It'll be Salah, Haaland, rather Saka or Gyökeres, one of the 2, and Mateta and Sesko. So any order out of 5.
All right. Well, we'll hold you to that. We'll come back to that.
And I don't think Mbeumo gets top 4 goal scorers for us.
Interesting. Okay. I could see that because I think he's going to get a lot of assists, but not goals.
Yeah, I think he'll be number 1 assist, but not. Yeah, agreed.
Fair enough. All right. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. All right, Ethan, are you ready? If you're ready, can you unmute? There you go. And how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I had the exact same predictions as yours from your video. I did mine Tuesday morning, so I'm not sure if that lines up. But I think it flips. It all flips with a couple transfers. So City first, Arsenal second. They drop to 5th if everyone else gets their transfers and they don't get anyone else.
Like the Isak to Liverpool and that stuff.
Yeah, if there's a little domino effect. Even Chelsea, if they get Xavi and a few other guys, I can see them. And I have us up to 3rd or 2nd if we get Baleba. But City, Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, I think would be the top 5.
Nice. Okay. And the Golden Boot?
Everyone said Haaland. I have a bit of a shout. Dom Solanke. Thomas Frank teams have some concentrated goal scoring. Not that they're going to do extremely well, but losing Son, they don't really have any other huge goal scorers. And I think those Thomas Frank teams, whether it's Tony Mbeumo, Wissa Mbeumo, it's usually scored up top.
I think he's going to have like a focal point
as well. They win a lot of penalties. So I could easily see if he stays healthy, Solanke getting 22, 23 in the Prem. So he's my sort of black horse shout for Golden Boot.
Nice. Okay. That's a good take. That's a good one. I like that. All right, Ethan. Thank you for all that.
Cheers, man.
See ya. All right. Akansh. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to mess up your name there. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's Akansh. I'm good, James. How are you?
Good. What you got?
So a very close Liverpool winning the title. City is going to be 2nd. Arsenal 3rd. 4, 5, and 6, I think, will be at a point difference of 5 points.
Yeah.
With 4, probably Chelsea. 5, United with Baleba. 6 is going to be Thomas Frank's Tottenham.
Interesting. And why do you think United in there? Like without Baleba? Because I get there's a lot of if we get Balebas, but
without Baleba,
without him, yeah.
Without Baleba, I think we're in top 8. It probably isn't 5, and we probably won't get Champions League without Baleba.
Interesting. Okay, I hear it. And the Golden Boot?
Haaland. I think Salah's going to drop this season. Just between Frimpong and Salah and Wirtz, I don't see that chemistry yet.
Yeah, he might
could be wrong, but
in January for AFCON too, right? So I have to think about that.
Yeah, I hope Liverpool just fall down drastically. I mean, you could always wish.
We can hope that the chemistry doesn't all click right off the bat for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Have a good one. All right, Jacob, you ready? Okay. Let me bring you on here. All right, how you doing?
Not too bad, sir. Thanks for having me on. I don't want to say this, so I'm not going to say it. Liverpool, I cannot predict to win the EPL. They are not getting to 21 before us. So we're just going to call it City, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and I think Arsenal finished that low just because I saw how anonymous Zubamendi was against us.
Yeah, he's
How
not
is
even
he
in
get
training. He's pretty anonymous right
right?
now.
Well, that too, but he's not going to improve them. Is my thing, and he's going to put more work on Rice so they drop down. Um, if we get Baleba, I'm going to go full Adam McCullough and start shouting 21 is coming.
There you go.
Unapologetically,
That's the way
21
to
is
do it.
coming if we get Baleba. And
That's
then
the way to
for a
do it.
golden boot, I want to be different, but it's going to be Hojlund. Pep's going to play more direct this year, I think, because they're not going to be able to ticky-tacky it around the back as much. And
Yeah.
I think we're going to see 40 from him easy.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. That's good. I agree with most of your takes there. I'm gonna stick with that. So appreciate
All
it.
right. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Jacob. See you later. Okay, Marcus, we've got you. You're coming to speak. You make sure you unmute, and there you go. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Nice to meet you. You can hear me okay?
Yes, it's all good.
Cool. Anyway, thanks for having me on. My top five. If Liverpool get Isaac, I've got to pick Liverpool. If they don't, I'm having them in third.
Nice.
I'd say Manchester City first, followed by Arsenal, Liverpool, and I'm going to say the Baleba. If we get him, will be fourth.
Okay.
If not, I'm going to pick Chelsea fourth and us fifth. I think we've improved that much that even with the three signings we have, I think we've really improved as a team. So
Nice. I would tend to agree. And Golden Boot, are you gonna stick with the Holland too? Is everybody on
I want to
Holland?
say Watkins just for fun.
Oh, okay.
But I think I think I have to say Holland. Although as for Manchester United and for Sesko and Gyökeres, I think Sesko is going to outscore Gyökeres this season.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I would tend to agree with you with all the with those attacking signings. I feel like we're going to be good. You have the
I
third
think
kid already,
there's
by
a
the way.
lot of new attackers in the league. I think it's going to be a really interesting season. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah.
Agreed.
And what was the last one again? What
You
am I
have the third
supposed to
kid
do?
already. Are you
Remember,
wearing
I'm
it?
62.
I know.
I am, yes.
Nice. Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, the Chinese had it out first.
There you go. All right. Thanks, Marcus. Appreciate you.
Okay, cheers. Thanks for having me.
Yep. See you later.
Bye.
All right. The red football. Can you unmute? Make sure you're here. There you go. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good. What's going on? What you think?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty excited for tomorrow, to be honest. I know we're not playing, but just excited for the season to begin.
Oh, it's always fun. The kickoff of the Premier League is such an exciting moment. I'm like so ready for it, even though. And I
Honestly,
want if Liverpool lose tomorrow, that'd be a pretty fun start to the season too.
Oh, that would be amazing. But I feel like this one hasn't felt as long as the others. Like I feel like we've had club football and no time to breathe, and then we already have it. I'm not complaining, but it's nice. So in terms of my predictions, honestly, I think if Liverpool get Isak, I put them number one. I'd also put Isak as the top scorer, to be honest, because they're just a chances creating machine at the moment. Second, I'd go City. I think they're going to bounce back pretty hard this season. Third, I know you probably wouldn't like this, but Chelsea, I think they're a strong third. Arsenal, I don't know. I don't have that, like, I'm happy to see them do worse, but I just feel like this season they're gonna have a slump, even though they signed Gyökeres.
Yes.
I see us going after them, and then Spurs.
Yeah. My big dramatic take on that, in agreement, by the way, is I think Arteta's done at the end of the season. I think Arsenal won't win anything again, and that'll be it for Arteta. Berta's already making decisions to turn them into a bit of a different team, I think. And
yeah, there's probably some tension going on there, right, with the Sesko and Gyökeres stuff. Flex did a video today, I think, with AFTV. I forget, Robbie, I think.
With Robbie, yeah.
It was interesting. Who's more under pressure? Would it be Amorim or Arteta? It's an interesting take. But I did have a question for you. Like, if we got Baleba, what holes do you see in our squad that would prevent us from challenging or even getting like top two?
I think the biggest factor that would actually, in the real world, prevent us from being that good is simply time. Forming those, telepathic relationships with each other, where the person's going to be, is going to be bigger than, I think a keeper could be a problem, but I think it's going to be bigger than that. And that's the biggest issue that I see that will have us not click as fast and as fluidly as we should. Be in the first, especially the first half of the season. I think the second half of the season we could be in title winning form with Baleba, but we won't catch it because it will maybe keep pace with first or second at that point with one game a week, but we just won't have the time to have been that good during November, December. I think we'll have a little bit of a dip there.
Well, yeah, I completely agree with you. I think given the less amount of games, hopefully we have no major injuries and we can carry that form through. But yeah.
Cool. Right on, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
See you later. All right. Shahan, let's make sure I got you here. How you doing?
James, how's it going?
Good.
So my predictions, I'll start on with it. I think City are being slept on a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Pep will want to prove himself considering I think it's his last year, so I think he'll go all blazing. And I think Ryan Diaz is a really slept upon player. I think he's a good player, and I think he would I think they have a little bit more compared to Liverpool. So I think City win it. I hate saying it, but it's like picking two different poisons. But City win it. I think Liverpool defensively, that game against Palace, they were quite lucky. They were pretty lucky. So defensively, I don't think they're getting Guehi. Like Sancho, I think Guehi also wants to leave on a free, get that massive package. So I think Liverpool second, third Arsenal.
Yep.
Fourth, I feel it would be United if we get Baleba. If we don't get Baleba, I put us fifth.
Okay.
So it's between Chelsea and United for the fourth and the fifth spot. The reason I'm saying is because I just wanted to add this point as well, because you remember Ten Hag's first season where we lost the first two games, and after those first two games we had 3 or 4 big teams that we had to play in a row. I remember having Liverpool, having Arsenal, and I think our tough start could be a blessing in disguise this season because I don't know. I think I'm dreaming too much, but if we can start off well, because I feel it's an advantage to play tough teams at the start of the season because a lot of these teams have made new signings as well.
Yeah, I would agree. Sure.
So they'd be gelling as well, because I've seen Arsenal's preseason games as well. They've not been that impressive. So I think they are there for the taking at Old Trafford. I hope we put on a show. I hope we are ready for it as well. But even in the other games like Chelsea, they have not had a preseason, right? City, Liverpool as well. Like Liverpool struggled against Palace. So I think if we start off really well, there's a chance. I think that momentum would push us to end the season really strong. And I think that is where we should be pushing for. And yeah, top scorer, I think it'll be Haaland.
Right on. I like all that. I like it. I agree with you. I hope that works out. Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks.
that.
Cheers,
Have a good
man.
one. Yes. All right. Thank you for that. That was great. Patrick, how you doing?
Hey, James, can you hear me?
Yes, all good.
How are you?
Good, very good.
Nice. So, first I thought maybe Liverpool would become champion, but since Arne Slot changed very much in the team, and I think he wants to change from club system, I don't really think they will do the same as last season. And even if last season, City wasn't that good, but I think they will bounce back because Pep won't play so much possession. So I think City will be champion, and Arsenal, if Gyökeres is really good, I think they could also become champion. If not, I think they could even finish fourth. Second, Liverpool. Third, Arsenal. And fourth and fifth between us and Chelsea. Depends. I have to say I'm really deluded, because if we get Baleba, I could also think that we could become champion if the system of Amorim works.
Yeah.
Because in the midfield, it just feels like the midfield is disconnected from the defense and from the offense. And if the ball doesn't get through with long balls to the striker, we just don't look that good. But we still have just one game a week, and Aston Villa and Newcastle don't. So I think we will finish top 5 easily, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm actually with you and Patrick, and I think that I get the jump from 15th to top 5 is rough, but it's not a 15th place team, to be quite honest. I think it's an anomaly. They feel it's an anomaly. Funnily enough, we were worse 2 seasons ago. Last season, I actually think was getting better until we essentially
Yes,
gave up for Europa League, and I think it's gone under the radar just how good signing 3 huge forwards are. 2 of them who are
of
literally
course.
the best of the rest in
100%.
the league. So it kind of goes on under the radar just how much that affects things in general. So
100%.
and your
And
top scorer,
James,
Patrick? Sorry?
just a second. You
Yeah.
have to remember, last 12 years, we really weren't good. And
Yeah.
we still finished at least top 8. And our squads were so shit.
Yeah.
I can't imagine to not finish in the top 5 this year.
I
Really.
know. I agree. We finished Champions League almost every other year while being bad. It's not that
Yes,
crazy to get into the top 5.
100%. My top scorer, I first thought Salah, but since I've watched the games from Liverpool, they don't concentrate passing him the ball so much as they did in the past. So I think Haaland will be it this year.
Fair enough. There you go. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you very much, James. Keep going.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Let's go. Amrish, can you unmute and I'll get you on here. There you go. How you doing?
Hey James, how are you? I'm doing good.
Good, good. What you
Yeah,
thinking?
I mean, I want to say City because Pep is gonna come back firing, I guess, and then Liverpool if they get Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
If not, they're gonna go three, and Arsenal are gonna be second, and then
Okay.
Chelsea, and I see us finishing fifth. But if we get Baleba, I am thinking it's gonna be like 6 to 8 points with him, so probably third, or even push to second.
There
And
you
I'm
go.
saying like 90, 92 points winning the league this season. So let's say, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough pace to keep up with if it's that number. But
hmm
yeah, appreciate that. Who do you think top scorer then with City? Are you going with Holland as well?
I mean, Holland, but if Isak joins Liverpool, them being top heavy, I think Isak might, get it this season.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think I had the same opinion if he goes there, depending on when as well. How many games he misses would be.
Yeah. But I mean, still, they're pushing so much up to the top. You know, creating a lot of chances, and Ekitike, where it's once they get into the playing system, I guess they're gonna create loads of chances, and also they're gonna leave the defense open. So yeah, there's gonna be like a seeing mini Ten Hag, I think. Let's see.
Fair enough. I hear you. All right. Thank you for that, Amrish.
All right,
Appreciate it.
thank you. Keep going. Doing good
Yes, thank
work. Thank you.
you. All right. ID. Yes. Are you here?
Hello, yeah, good evening.
Yeah,
Hello,
it's
good
a
evening. Can you?
bit quiet. Hold on one second. Try again.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening from Nigeria. I just want to say this. I believe Chelsea is going to stutter a bit because they've had issues with the preseason. They've not really had a good preseason, and Man City is going to win. Liverpool will struggle because of Salah. I really believe so. I believe Salah has gotten to the stage where he doesn't have the pace. He's going to lose. He's going to lose some of those special traits that makes him Salah that we know. So I feel they will struggle, except they get Isak. But will Isak come
Right.
into the team and blend quite quickly? So I worry. I worry
Okay.
about that. I worry about
Yep.
that. So I feel Liverpool is just a little bit overrated, maybe based on the quality of the signings they've made, but they may drop to third. It's going to the only disadvantage Chelsea has is the lack of preseason. I would actually put them top two, but because of that, I would say they will be third. We would compete with Arsenal for top four.
Okay.
Honestly, we would compete
Okay.
with Arsenal for top four. It's going to be between Man U and Arsenal for top four. One of these teams will drop to the fifth. So I'm suspecting Manchester United is going to be the fourth. Ha! Then Arsenal fifth. I honestly
Okay.
believe this.
Okay.
Honestly
And
believe this.
your top scorer.
I would I would just want to hype up my player. I would prefer someone from Manchester United. I don't like the Haaland and the rest. I would go for Cunha.
Cunha, okay, I like it. I like it. He's who I have for top scorer for United. So I'm hoping that would be great if
I
he
just want
can
to
pull
pick.
it off.
I just want to pick someone else. I don't want to pick the Haaland and the rest. It's
Yeah, I
just boring.
like it. I
I just
like
want to
it.
dare to
Yeah.
believe.
Okay.
Just
All
it.
right. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. See you later. All right. Alexander, can you unmute for a sec? Oh, there you go. How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing good. Hi, James. You can hear me clearly, yeah?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, top scorer. I'm going to start from there, and
Okay.
people can call me crazy, but Sheshko is my
Okay.
top scorer. Yeah. Then top five. Top five. If Man City ends up getting Rodrigo and some other
We lost you there.
Are you still with
Oh,
me?
yeah, it disappeared for a second. Can you start over on the top five there?
Okay, yeah. So top five again. I think Man City gets that. First, then second position, Manchester United. I'm not.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they'll get that. And third, I see Liverpool getting it if they get Isak. If
Okay.
they don't, I think Arsenal will get the third position because of Gyökeres. I'm going to be hit watching that guy. I don't want that guy
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
score much. So that's that. Then so let's just take Arsenal for third. Then no, sorry, Liverpool third. If Liverpool gets Isak, but if they
Yep.
don't, they drop to fourth. Then Arsenal third. Fifth. In Nigeria, there's a beef between Manchester United and Chelsea, so I don't want Chelsea anywhere near the top.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would probably put Tottenham.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I like it. All right. Thanks, Alexander. See ya. And now we have somebody here. If it's actually him, can you unmute? Let's hear it. It's gonna be the first person who's gonna put United outside the top five. Can you unmute? Unmute. There you go. All right, Hamza, how you doing? Let's hear it.
Can you hear me?
It's a little quiet. You're gonna have to speak up, my friend.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's quiet, but I can hear you just a bit.
Yeah, so me personally, I don't think we get top five.
I figured.
Yeah, so I got Arsenal winning the league. Then I'm gonna have to put City top two, and yeah, Man City third, and Liverpool fourth.
And then fifth?
Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham. Okay. Interesting. All right. Fair enough. And who's your top scorer? Is it it's Manuel Ugarte, right?
It's gonna have to be Noni Madueke, man.
Madueke. Oh my god. there's a pick. There's a pick. That's an incredible pick.
But if we get Baleba, that's the other thing. I think if we get Baleba, then we could get top five.
If we get Baleba, we could get top five. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see it. Thanks for coming on and sharing that, Hamza. Appreciate it.
Thanks, James.
See you later. All right, Mac. How you doing?
Hey James, how you doing? Sorry,
You there?
my voice is very bad. Can you hear me?
That's okay. Yeah, it's a little quiet, but I can hear you.
My voice is very bad. Sorry.
That's okay. I can tell the
top-
South African in your voice already, though, so that's working.
I won't speak. I forgot.
Okay. All right, what you got for us?
Top five: City, United, Chelsea third, Liverpool fourth, Spurs fifth.
Who was the fifth one? Sorry.
Tottenham.
Tottenham. Okay.
Yeah. Top scorer I'm gonna be a bit of a oddball. I'm gonna say Palmer.
And who?
Top scorer I'm gonna be a bit of a oddball. I'm gonna say Palmer. Top scorer I'm gonna be a bit of a oddball. I'm gonna say Palmer. I'm gonna say Palmer. Top scorer I'm gonna be a bit of a oddball. I'm gonna say Palmer. Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting one. Interesting one. All right, all right. I kind of
Sorry,
like that.
sorry about my voice. I've been a bit lately.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Thank you for those. Appreciate that.
Cheers, man. Bye.
Thank you. See you later. All right, Luciano. Unmute. There you go. How you doing?
How's it, James? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think top five is quite difficult to predict this year because
Okay.
I think so many teams have changed and there's so many new players that it's I think it'll take a lot of time for a lot of these teams to gel.
Yep.
So like I think Liverpool, for example, I think everyone's saying they're the obvious pick because they've obviously got like all these new 100 million signings.
Yep.
But I'll be honest, I wasn't really impressed with
Me
them
neither.
bar
Yeah.
like 10 or 20 minutes in the first half. I think they lack a lot of depth in the midfield and at centre back. So I think one injury to like a Gravenberch and I think they might be in trouble. But at the same time, if you get like an Isaac and then you have Salah still, like I think majority of their games could end like a 3-2 or 4-3 and they just end up outscoring. So
Yeah.
I think I'll probably edge them if they get Isaac. If they don't get him, I think maybe City, just because I don't think Pep ever does back to back bad seasons.
No.
I think generally when he has a bit of a drop, he sorts it out and his team flies. So that's one and two sort of interchangeably. I think Chelsea will do really well this season. I think they had like a good run of form towards the back end of last season, which sort of stretched into the Club World Cup.
Yep.
I do like a lot of their signings. And I do think Maresca's quite a good coach as well.
Sure.
But again, I think defensively, and like this is the issue. I think most teams defensively, probably bar Arsenal, are probably a bit weak this year. But yeah, I think Chelsea will probably still finish third. Then I'll say Arsenal. I think when we were going through the whole Delap Gyökeres thing, I was more in favor of Delap, just because
Sure.
I don't rate Gyökeres that much,
Fair
at least
enough.
from what I've seen, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? I might be wrong, but I'm not impressed with Arsenal's transfer window. Like I think there are some players out there which are obvious fits for them who they just refuse to go for and do like random signings like Madueke. Fifth, now I'm torn between my head and my heart because I'd love to say United, but I've still got some reservations about Amarim. Like I love him as a coach and as a person, and I think in terms of like pure culture, building and speaking and personality, all of that, I think he's probably one of the best in the world. But I'm still yet to see an idea that I can fully like connect with on the pitch. I think especially out of possession. I think we like pushed back into a back five too easily, which like we sort of cede control of games quite easily. Hopefully with like our new front line and hopefully our new best player in the world, Baleba, coming soon, we'll be able to be better. But I do think it might take some time for the team to gel with all these
Yep.
new players because it's a lot of new players into the starting 11 in big positions for Amarim. So we'll
Yep.
see. I'll say United now just because I love the team. That's the other thing. If we get Baleba, I'll start talking crazy and
There you go.
I'll go full Andy Tate
There you
and
go.
probably be disappointed in 9 months' time. But yeah, is what it is.
Right on. Right on. And your top scorer?
Top
If it's not
scorer.
United, who is it? Is it Tottenham? The fifth?
Nah, not Spurs. I don't know. I think probably Villa. I think they've
Villa?
kept a lot of the core players, like their big players last season, Watkins, Rogers, and I do like that new striker they signed from Nice. I
Yes.
think he was probably a very underrated option for a lot
Yep.
of teams in the Prem.
Yep.
Top scorer, I think it's probably going to be Haaland. I don't think it will be Salah because I don't know, like he seems like very isolated. when I watch them, because a lot of their players tend to drift to the left, which sort of leaves him isolated. And he's not the best 1v1. He's better when he's like their main man. And I don't think he's the main man anymore. Or maybe he is, but it doesn't feel like that. So I'll
Yeah.
probably go with Hojlund.
Fair enough. All right. I like it. Thank you, Luciano. Appreciate it.
Cool, man. Have a good one.
See ya. All right, Jimmy. How you doing, Jimmy?
Hello, good you. How are you?
Good, good.
Good. Before I start, shout out Brentford. I hope Brentford get relegated. Cunts. My top five, in no particular order. Liverpool, I've got them as the top, just because of what they did last season. They've added to it. There might be a few problems. Arsenal second. I can see Arsenal being top at Christmas and bottling it like they always do, and Arteta coming out and going, I need another striker. I need more money.
Yeah.
City third. I think losing De Bruyne is going to be a big problem for him. Maybe the new Cherky stepping up. Maybe that. Maybe not. But United fourth, just because I trust in us. If we get Baleba, obviously that's going to push up. But I feel like we've changed our thing of we didn't score goals last season, so why not get a new front three? When we conceded one goal.
Yes.
And lost the game.
I agree.
So,
it's been tight games.
Fifth, I've gone with Chelsea, just because I feel like that's going to be it. With them, with the front three, it might mix up. Spurs are going to bottle it as always. And then top goal scorer is either Benjamin Sesko or Ollie Watkins.
Wow. Okay. All right. I like the takes. There you go. I love it. I love it. Thanks, Jimmy.
My pleasure.
See you later, buddy.
See you later.
Okay. Now we've got the best Mike in the business. How you doing?
What's up, brother?
How's it going?
It's going good, man. It's going good. You're sounding lovely these days, must say.
Yeah, I appreciate the help, and still waiting for one more piece to complete the puzzle, but it's a definite improvement.
Oh yeah, miles ahead of where we were. But
Yeah.
So I've got two different predictions. Pre Baleba, and if we do get Baleba, so first one, boring ass. Everybody's not worried about us having Baleba. It's going to be Liverpool. I haven't really decided, so I'm just going to spit it out. Liverpool, fucking Arsenal, City, United, Tottenham. But if we get Baleba, teams are going to be scared. They're not going to know what to do. Liverpool's not going to know how to win a fight this year. So if we do get Baleba, United may be number one.
I love it. You're the first person I think who's actually explicitly said, if we get Baleba, we're winning the league.
Sky's the limit with Baleba.
Yeah.
That's where I stand on that.
Got it.
But if we do get him, us first, I'm going to go Tottenham second because I believe in Frank.
Wow.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Then, just because everybody's scared, Nottingham Forest going to go crazy.
Nottingham Forest. Now you're making me feel bad about predicting United first.
Then fourth, Brighton, because they're going to spend a bunch of money after getting the money for Baleba. You can tell how serious I'm being with this.
Oh no,
one,
this isn't good. This isn't good.
Yeah. And then Crystal Palace.
Wonderful, amazing. If that this is where we're at for United to win the league, huh? That's what's gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna send the league into chaos. That's what's gonna happen.
All right. This is good. I love it. It's unique. It's unique. It's unique. And your top scorer, I'm afraid to ask.
Oh, come on, baby. Šeško all day.
Nice. Okay. I like it.
Both scenarios all day.
Very good. Both scenarios. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Very good. All right, then. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right. Take it easy.
See ya. Okay, that's it. It's been 35, 40 minutes for that already. That's a lot. That's a lot of guests. I want to thank you all for participating in that because that was a lot of fun. We've only had a few people not predict, even without Baleba, we only had a few people not predict United into the top 5. I like it. I'm with you guys. You know my take on this. I gave it before. I think that the biggest reason we will be in the top 5 is because 7th through 20th have gotten ripped apart this summer. When you look at the way that the transfers have gone, how things have gone crazy in there, including Newcastle. I think that City, Liverpool, Arsenal, United, Tottenham, Chelsea, and Villa are stronger or have like gone the same in Villa's case, maybe, and the rest have been ripped apart. So I don't think the competition is that high in that sense. And so I think you're competing essentially with to me, because I think Newcastle are going to really struggle without Isak. I think you're going to compete with Tottenham and Villa for that 5th position, and I think United will be in it. And that's my feeling on it. And I think we'll end up doing quite well, even without Baleba. So it seems like a lot of people are thinking the same thing. But that's it. Great. Thank you for all the feedback. We will do more talking, Ramon. We're just, I'm out of time. I'm out of time for this one. I've got to wrap it up. Everybody's going to get home soon, and I've got to end the video. To end things off, though, just in summary, we spoke about in the beginning, Jadon Sancho to Roma needs to agree personal terms in order to get this move over the line. That's in progress. Rasmus Hojlund, more open to a move. Milan still there, right at the front, ready to kind of get a deal done. Should he agree to it, we're thinking maybe after this weekend that'll progress. Now, the next one is Garnacho advancing to Chelsea. That is moving forward. The gap in valuations is getting closer from 20. It's a little closer than that now. So I think we're getting closer to a deal. For Baleba, we do need sales in order to make that happen. We do need sales in order to move this deal forward towards it. But he's open to it. The talks have begun between United and Brighton. And likely the next steps, once we have the money, are putting in a good bid, or once we know the money's coming. We don't have to have the money. Once we know the money's coming, to put in a good bid, to put in a strong bid, and have him push for the move. Those are the important things. So that's what's got to happen next is after following these talks, get a little bit more money, make a bid. We don't necessarily have to wait for these sales if we think they're happening and they are progressing. So we can make that bid, have him ask them to push for it, have them ask them to get a price nailed down, similar to Mbumo, a similar type of deal. Not saying Brentford are being that Brighton are being the same as Brentford, but similar concept. We're going to need him to help us nail down that price that'll work. And so everything's moving kind of as expected at this point in time, but not yet close. The valuations, where we're at in conversations, not yet close to a deal. So still up in the air. And there you go. But things are moving. Things are moving. Wager here. I will make a wager with you that unless a very good midfielder signed by United, still won't break 60 goals, even with all new forwards. I will make you that wager, Alfred. We can talk about it in the next video, maybe what we would wager, something to charity or something like that. But I'd be willing to put 20 on that in whatever direction. I think we'll score 60 goals a minimum this season, no matter what happens. Now, if we sign a good midfielder, then we can void it. But I will wager you that for sure. Let's say $20 to charity. We can decide which later. That if they don't sign a good midfielder, I think United will still do 60 goals or more. So if they score over 60 end of the season, 20 to a charity of your choice. If they don't score, I'll do 20 to a charity of my choice. Okay. And that's it. We're progressing. We're moving. Tomorrow, the Premier League kicks off and we will be back. We will be back with the first vote for the actual first preseason game against Arsenal, among other things. And then Saturday, I want people to come in, predict the game, predict the lineup, predict the game, and all of that. Okay? Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the support. I will see you all later. Yes, I did see that from Sully. As we know, we've had talks with the clubs. That's good. Everybody's confirming it. This is good news. And we're just inching forward in terms of progress. Okay? That's where we're at. Thank you all for watching. See you later. Have a good one. Goodbye.